Hi guys, so I'm just doing a quick video because I was told that last night there was a program on Horizon called Fats versus Sugars, and I'm in New Zealand at the minute, so I don't get access to watching this program. I can't use iPlayer because it just won't work. So I've not seen the program, but I'm just going to do what I hope they've presented in the program, just to try and illustrate what the misconceptions around fat and sugar. So first of all, we need to appreciate that sugar is one of the most harmful things to the human body. We are able to deal with it in moderate amounts, but the amount that people are taking into their system on a daily basis is just far beyond what most people can deal with. The problem is most people aren't aware of what sugar actually constitutes or what constitutes as sugar. There's a lot of things that we eat all the time, breakfast, lunch and dinner, every day, that we don't actually consider to be sugar. Most people just think of sugar, I mean, most people know chocolate and biscuits and things like that, and putting spoonfuls of sugar into your tea or coffee as being sugar, but what they don't actually get their head around is that every time you eat bread, pasta, cereals, rice, the drinks that we're drinking, you know, like fruit juices, cordials, even fruit in itself, it all contributes to the intake of sugar that we're taking in. So on the flip side of that, you've got fats. Now, fats, it's sort of the other way around with fats, because anything that's considered a fat, we just lump into the same basket, if you like. So with sugars, you've got people considering just a few elements of what constitutes a sugar and not being aware of the others. And then when it comes to fats, most people are quite aware of all fats and then putting all that together, which again is a mistake, because not all fats are created equal. So the fats that we promote at Prime Mover, for example, your coconut oils, your omega-3 oils, your olive oil, your grass-fed organic butter, these are really helpful to the human system. On a cellular level, for your nervous system, for your brain, all these things that, you know, forget weight loss or muscle tone or anything like that. When you start breaking it down into just being able to function as a human being, we need fats in our diet, but we need the right types of fats. So the fats that we don't want are the trans fats. Now, as I said, I don't know what was said in this program, but hopefully they touched on trans fats as being really harmful. And these are what you find in processed foods, in deep fried, anything that's fried. Things that you will get, you know, a lot of the packaged foods, so the biscuits like we mentioned before with the sugar, but a lot of the time they'll have trans fats in to really lengthen the shelf life out, and these things are really harmful, very toxic to the human system. So what we need to try and be aware of is that there are different types of sugar, there are different sources of sugar, and a lot of the sources that we're not particularly aware of, and that there are many different types of fats, and we need to make the right choices when it comes to fats, and don't just think because it's fat it's bad for us and therefore we should avoid it, because by avoiding certain fats you're actually doing yourself an injustice and putting your health at risk. So one of the main things that we need to consider when it comes to the relationship, not the relationship between fats and sugars, but the impact that they have on the system, is the hormonal response. So if you stop thinking about foods in what foods will cause weight gain and what foods won't, if you think about what hormonal response will cause weight gain and which will not, and one of the main things that we need to consider is the rise in insulin, and that, unfortunately, for people that are sugar fans, is stimulated by excess sugar, because the excess sugar will increase the blood sugar, which then increases the need for insulin to be able to divert that excess blood sugar into the cells. Unfortunately for us, the cells fill up very quickly and we end up with the excess that's floating around the system. The body has to then convert that into body fat. Okay, so the triglycerides that it converts, gets sent to the liver, gets converted to triglycerides, and then triglycerides are what gets stored around our body. So when you've got the love handles, your big ass, your thighs that won't go down, your man boobs, all these things that we don't like about our bodies, that is triglycerides. Okay, now Without getting too deep into it, when you've got too much insulin, you're going to have too little glucagon. Okay, so high insulin suppresses glucagon, and glucagon's job is to trigger the reversal of that process. So basically, taking those triglycerides, sending them back to the liver, and then being sent to the bloodstream to be used as energy. But we're never tapping into that if we're consuming too much sugar, because we never need to, because we've always got the energy that we need. We need to dial that back so that we do have a need for more energy that we will draw from our body, and by flicking that metabolic switch and allowing insulin to drop so that glucagon can rise, we then get the reversal of that process, and that's when we start to make awesome progress. So I'm not sure if that covered what was in the program, but that's the prime mover takeaway for fats versus sugar. Hope you found that interesting. I'll speak to you soon.